where are you landing on Larsa Nicole situation? Just a general overview.
General overview is I love Nicole. I love her. I loved her before she did what she did this past episode, but when she did it, I said, oh, bitch, you do the damn thing. Because Larsa was once she finally understood what was going on, too stunned to speak. Too fucking stunned to speak.
Yeah.
I'm with the whole, like, them in general, I'm like, do I want Larsa to learn how to argue? Or do I not? Because it makes such good TV. And I'm on the fence about that.
Yeah.
Because she needs to watch it.
Here at She Speaks Bravo, we believe that Bravo TV is a great form of self-care and therapy. Look at me. I've been using it for over a decade, and I am a complete mess. That's me, by the way. I'm Emily, and I'm your host on this journey.
What is this, honey?
I love that. If you're not already subscribed, get subscribed and hit that notification bell because I'm releasing new episodes at least 3 times a week.
You fool.
That's my opinion!
I talk Bravo, I talk true crime, and sometimes I talk a little scripted. So whatever you're here for, I hope you enjoy the show.
So let me go. I'm going to go through the cast, and I want you to give me like a here's where I stand on the cast. So I'm going to start with Adriana.
Listen, on a scale of 1 to 10, since she's a friend of, I'll give her a 6 because she's a friend of, but I don't care for Adriana.
Yeah. I'm kind of on the, I want to like her more because she's like OG, but Nicole, you've already kind of said, but Nicole,
10 out of 10, no notes.
10 out of 10, no notes. Gertie.
10 out of 10, no notes.
Okay. Alexia.
7 out of 10, some notes. She needs to watch it too. Because I think Alexia is flying too close to the sun.
Yeah.
And I really think she has, like, there's no doubt about it. We love Miami, especially with everything we have going on with other housewife franchises. But I think Alexia thinks that she is more than like what she is. And it's like, mama, this is an ensemble cast. Yeah. This is an ensemble cast. You and I'm a star and I can say whatever I want. Okay, let's get to saying whatever we want then. And we'll bring you into that.
That's why I was like, what do you mean say whatever?
I hate when people do that.
I mean, yeah. Marysol.
5 out of 10, no notes. She has some funny moments, but like the cockies thing, I'm pretty much over it because either your insides are dead and it's a point of concern, or you're not really drinking.
Oh my God. I was just on Noor's podcast. I was on the Reality Is podcast and she said the exact same thing. Either you're not really drinking because I don't know if you, like, she's so tiny and doesn't eat. Like, how, I don't know if you physically could.
No, but really. And like, there's some things like with her, like how she talks, like her voice diction, like she talks a little bit slower as if somebody who is like permanently drunk. But at the same time, it's like, no, you would be keeled over. Like if you really drank as much as you lead us to believe that you do. My guest on my podcast last week said that while we were recording, and I was like, it's like a light bulb went off because I was like, duh. Like I was like, of course she doesn't.
Yeah, it's impossible.
No.
Lisa.
I like Lisa. 7 out of 10. I think that, I like Lisa. She gorgeous, beautiful gowns. I feel very badly for her. But when she gets to arguing, like she's another perfect example, kind of along the Larsa lines, like, girl, what are you saying? At Alexia's whatever, not wedding celebration, when she was like, we need a plank. I was like, Lisa, it didn't land. We got to move on to the next thing.
I felt so bad for that server who was like, I'm just trying to tray pass.
Hors d'oeuvres.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
A plank. But he did answer correctly. He's like, only on like a pirate ship, lady.
I would have cut her off. I would have been like, she's cut off.
She's had no more alcohol for her.
No.
Julia.
0 out of 10.
Yeah. Over her.
I don't need to see. And I don't love animals. I love dogs. Like, I get it. But no, I don't need to see her bring another animal, dog, cat, goat, anything, anywhere where it shouldn't be.
That goat does not want to be in the parties.
The goat doesn't want to be in the parties. The goat doesn't want to walk around with a fucking diaper on. That's for goddamn sure. That German Shepherd does not want to be at a restaurant with you. Girl.
Honestly. Kiki.
10 out of 10. Why is she not full time? Why is she not full time? Because like we will barely see Kiki and then she'll just come in. She'll be like, who has time to sleep at the whole hospital?
I love her.
And then what? I knew Lenny was cheating. Look at his hair.
And then she's like, bald-headed guys are always cheating. And she goes, oh my God, that crew member is bald-headed. You know you cheat. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. She's so hilarious. I want to know why she's not full-time.
I do too. There's got to be a reason. What is it? Tell it. What was the reason?
Gorgeous. Like when she was walking, the shot of her walking into Alexia's son's party, I was like, bitch.
Yeah.
What?
She's stunning.
Like you're just walking. You're literally just walking in. You gotta be kidding me.
She's gorgeous. Larsa.
6 out of 10.
Okay.
Again, I think Larsa is great for TV, but at the same time, I don't think Larsa actually knows what she's doing, because I said this, one of my favorite things that Larsa does is there'll be a fight happening right in front of her face and she's not engaged. She's like, this isn't about me, so I don't give a fuck. She's like, I'm disengaged. And I think she's disengaged so much. And then when she snaps back in, she's like, I heard you slept with the whole hospital. And it's like, Larsa.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Well, and it's funny now, but it's like, you need to watch that shit.
Yeah. Okay. This bit that she's pulled with Nicole. So last week when I recap that last little bit, I said the way they edited it made it seem like, of course they did it like this. It made it seem like Nicole was kind of busted, like the way they shot back over to Nicole. Right. They picked a facial expression from Nicole that had like a look of busted. And my personal take on Nicole is I don't love her.
Really?
I just get a vibe. I get a vibe from Anthony too. I'm like, this guy's not there's something shady about his business, money stuff.
Did you know that Jeff Bezos bought their house from last year, or the house that they're in now? Yes. Jeff Bezos bought their house for $44 million for his parents. I'll send you the link when we get done. Yeah, he bought it for his parents.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh. All right. Well, that does change things.
Somebody sent it to me.
That does change things. Because remember last reunion, Andy asked her, what kind of lawyer is Anthony? That he's got like planes and blah, blah, blah. And she said, I'll answer you the way he answers everyone. A damn good one. And I was like, yeah. Weird answer. It had weird tones to it to me. It does. And listen, we're in the Bravo community.
Exactly. We're
so skeptical.
We are off the heels.
We're on guard.
Like we don't trust. No.
So, but anyway, so they ended, like they did that shady editing that they did with the way they ended last week.
Yep.
But the way we pick up this episode, it couldn't have been further from Nicole. She just crosses her arms like, oh, did you really just fucking do this?
But I want to say this because I picked up on this last season too, with Larsa. She kept being like, your ex-husband, the teacher, your ex-husband, the teacher. And in my head, last season, I was like, why does she keep saying that like that? Like, that's not really anything to be ashamed of. And, I had a couple people being like, well, no, she's insinuating that Nicole left him because he's a teacher. I'm like,
yes, that's what she was insinuating.
But I don't think Nicole left him because he's a teacher. That would be maybe she wanted the money, but that's not because of the job of a teacher. You know what I mean?
Totally.
However, like I like that Nicole checked her when they were on the boat, because Larsa, her comparisons are so off, and they have been off to me. Her trying to compare the dissolution of her marriage to Lenny and Lisa's, it's not the same. You told us that you left Scotty, first and foremost. And secondly, he wasn't running around. It's not like this, Larsa. It's not like this. You said that you wanted to divorce Scotty. Lisa was very happy in her marriage from what we see. She is blindsided. And so when people that are divorced are trying to talk, Larsa's like, you don't understand, Nicole. You were married to a teacher. But you don't get it, Larsa. Nicole is to Scotty what you are to the teacher. And that's what she's not understanding, because Nicole's like, no, I had to pay $200,000 to get divorced. Nicole's an anesthesiologist. Mm-hmm. She was the breadwinner in that relationship, Larsa, you dumbass. Like, girl, come on now.
It's also proof that Larsa only Larsa's like, I'm only valuable because of who I was married to. And that is my one thing that I have. So You don't get it because you were married to a teacher. It's like, you don't think that's not the flex you think it is, Larsa, unfortunately.
No, it's not. And it's like, I'm like, Larsa, you need to watch that, because it really comes off. It can come off like, ooh, teachers, I don't value them. Like, and like, this is my thing. Larsa, you are the last fucking person, because I'm going to tell you what my response would have been just immediately to her is like, I heard you slept with the whole hospital. I've been like, and I heard you slept with Future while you're still married to Scotty. I'm glad both of our fucking ears work, bitch. Like, whoa, I would have been good. Like, I seriously, but Nicole's better than me. I'm a hothead, but I would have been like, we don't want to get to what we're hearing. Aren't you dating somebody now that you knew when they were a fucking child?
Exactly. That's what's so gross about it.
Like, I would have been like, girl, shut up. Shut the fuck up.
That's why Larsa has no problem throwing grenades out there when she has so many things.
Exactly.
But Nicole maintained she's like, this is what you do. You use these moments when you get uncomfortable to pick some random fact that can never be substantiated. I feel like when she used that word, Larsa was like, oh, wait, hold on. That could be detrimental to someone's reputation. I'm like, using the big words. That's what you should have done. Use the big words there for that. That's perfect.
Larsa is along the same lines of like Alexia and Teresa. When you can tell when you use big words, she's like,
their mouths go up.
Yeah, they open their mouths. It's a tall sign. Teresa does it all the time when somebody says something that she doesn't get. What? I'm like, girl, please close your mouth.
Yeah. And then Larsa's confessional, because this is so Larsa style too. She goes, I don't know, maybe she was insecure about her situation at home and that's why she judged me. That's so lame, Larsa. You could do better than that.
Oh no, the whole thing, that whole confessional made no fucking sense, because what Larsa said was, I was married to a very famous basketball player. And yeah, maybe she didn't know me personally, but maybe she's just insecure. None of that goes together. I'm like, that doesn't equate that. You were married. And what she meant, she said what she meant there was, I was married to Scottie Pippen. How do you not know who I am?
Kiss the ring.
Exactly. And she's like, I was friends with the Kardashians. You better know who I am. That's what she's pissed off about.
That's what she's pissed off about. She's like, I've earned you knowing exactly who I am, and you should be super pumped that I would be coming over to your house.
Which, forgot about this. I saw a TikTok that it's this girl. I follow her. I can't remember who her parents are. Kind of a nepotism baby. Like her grandma or her mom or something's in fashion, but they're friends with Scotty. Like Scottie Pippen and her mom have a very close relationship. They're like best friends. And so she was like, oh yeah, I went to lunch with my uncle at Nobu Malibu. And these are the funny pictures we took, and tells this whole story. And then it's fucking Scottie Pippen. And so of course people are asking her questions. She stitches another video and she goes through the whole history. Larsa comes up. She goes, yeah, I know Larsa and I don't like her. And I was like, and she's like, ever since her and my uncle broke up, she acts like, she's too good. Me and my friend saw her at I think Rolling Loud or something. And she got security and kicked us out of her section, even though she knows damn well who I am. Oh. I was like, no, but really. And then one of my TikToks right now has got a whole bunch of comments of people in Miami talking about Larsa, saying she's not fucking nice.
Okay, that doesn't surprise me.
No, it doesn't surprise me whatsoever.
That does not surprise me at all.
But she has that, you need to know who I am. It's like, yes. Girl, you're a professional hanger-on.
Larsa's thing, too, with Nicole is, you're fake. You're very much you float. And I get... Larsa's that person that kind of wants Nicole to be like, I didn't fucking like you. Mm-hmm. That's right. I didn't fucking like you, so that they can have some sort of... I don't know, beef. I don't even know exactly what it is. But Nicole her retaliation to that is brilliant because she's like, why? Because I can look at a situation and say, you're wrong here. Now you're wrong here. Now this person, it's like, I related to that so much because I feel like that one as a content creator, because I can look at I don't stand one housewife versus another. I can look at situations and be like, they're wrong in this equation. Now they're right here. And Larsa is very, very, ride or die. That's not the right word.
Right. No, I get what you're saying. Yeah, she's very like either I'm right or you're wrong. Like, and it's I'm
right, you're wrong. This is the right side. And also Nicole makes the mistake of pulling Marysol into that conversation. She didn't realize the OGs ride hard for each other, regardless of right or wrong. Like even last season, when they're having that thing, it's like when Marysol brings it up, she's basically saying, because you talked a little shit about the OGs, know your place, basically.
And like, Marysol, you're not even full-time here, babes.
We protect each other. You don't have a right to come in here and say that. Unfortunately, with all you OGs, you come with a lot of baggage and a lot of rumors and a lot of gossip, and you can't protect against that, you guys. I'm sorry. But they're like, Larsa has a lot of baggage, you guys.
A lot. And the only one willing to call it out is Adriana. And that's why I do give her like a little bit of space, because the other women want to act like, they even said it on the first episode, like, we haven't seen Larsa in so long. It is not a fucking secret that Larsa didn't. First of all, Larsa was only on season 1. Okay.
And then and she was a monster on season 1. Let us not forget the way she treated her help.
Hello.
Okay, she was a monster. She had to be gone after season 1. She was horrible.
Exactly. And it's like, first of all, she was only on season 1, but then all of them have said Larsa didn't stop hanging out with us. Adriana is the only one willing to say, like, she stopped hanging out with us. She disappeared from this group for 10 fucking years. And now you come back with a new ass and you expect to get that OG treatment. And I do agree with Adriana in that sense. No, bitch. No.
Yeah, see, I was really like, Larsa had switched and I was like, I'm actually liking Larsa. But then along comes this moment and I'm like, oh, damn it, Larsa, you're going too dirty.
She did that last year with, and I'm not a big fan of Adriana, but she did that last year with Adriana when like they were arguing. Yes, Adriana took a lot of shots at Larsa's body. Larsa needs to stop lying about it, because,
well, I mean, come on now, no one's butt looks like that.
No one's butt, girl. Be for fucking real, please. And you like, girl, come on. You know what I mean?
Insane.
But then Larsa starts taking the shots at like Adriana's mental health.
Yeah.
And like, I hate when people are like, oh, you're fucking bipolar. That's nothing to throw out at anybody. That's not an insult. Like, that's not what you don't do that. Okay.
Yeah.
And Larsa got nasty.
Yeah. She did.
And she always does it. I'm like, Larsa, you need to clean it the fuck up, because I don't know how many more of those you get before we start teetering in hot water.
Yeah. Now, like, I thought that I was like, okay, maybe she's kind of like she's a little bit more involved in the group now. Maybe she's got a little bit more loyalties, the way she was really there for Lisa. And then now we're getting back into the territory of it's too destructive.
Larsa is a bully though, because remember the reunion last year when like the conversation did not involve Lisa at all.
And she was so mean to Lisa.
Lisa did what anybody would do. I would be sitting there like, as well, you are going back and forth. And I mean, honestly, you're holding your own. Like, it's not like you're like, As much as I hate when Julia and Adriana get into each other's shit, like, Julia doesn't have a lot of words. Like, she's just like, I care about my goats. I care about my, like, Martina, and that's it. You know what I mean? So Adriana picks up the slack for her arguments. But it's like, no, Larsa, you are doing enough talking for yourself, babes. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm not, but like, yeah, when they got back in that trailer, it was like, she was like, you better fucking help me or I get you a knuckle fucking sandwich to Lisa.
Well, then she said something mean. She's like, that's right. Don't stand up because you never do. You can't stand up for yourself. Why would you stand up for me?
Yeah. Right, and I was like, bitch.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I'm definitely going team Nicole on this one, team newbies, but also I don't like to pick teams generally. So I'm kind of just like team good TV. I'm just liking the back and forth on it.
Exactly. And that's the thing. Like people are commenting on my TikTok, like team Larsa, team this. I'm like, oh, I know you guys don't know me, but like I'm literally watching this and commenting on it. And I'm just calling it how I see it. Which is like, if Larsa would have done that to Nicole, I've been like, oh, bitch, she got you good. Like, it's just something good. And I do think that Nicole makes the most sense. So people who are like diehard Larsa fans, which is weird to me, are like, if somebody would have sent me that, I would have been laughing at her like, okay, girl, whatever. It's like, no, that is actually something. It's fine. Okay. Be an adult. It's fine to be like, damn. Okay.
She got her.
Like that's it. And you can tell all over in Larsa's face. Once she finally got it, she was like,
yeah. Okay, so we'll keep it moving. Okay, so Alexia gives this very sweet speech. I was distracted though by Peter. They cut away to Peter and Peter don't look good. No. He's got like it looks sweaty. Mm-hmm. His hair's all disheveled. I think that's the girl that's up there with him.
It is. They're still together.
Yeah, I'm concerned for her safety.
I'm concerned for her safety. The whole thing is very weird because like the fact that they're back together. Listen, if Alexia says that it was like a drunken night, they got into an argument, she was drunk off her ass, in Alexia's words, even if that is the case, I don't know if I could be back around him and his family.
I agree. Yeah.
Because I would be like, even if I continued to hang out with him, I don't know if I could be around his family, especially with a mother like fucking, I almost said Teresa, Alexia. Like I would be like, no. But Peter does not look well. He has continued to not look well. And I feel like it's because of.
It's very much that. For those listening, we're talking about cocaine.
Yeah. I didn't know what I could and could not say on that.
Yeah,
like
he looks like someone who's on it currently or coming off it, and like he looks pale, he looks pasty, he looks sickly,
and the anger issues that I've been around plenty of people that are high off their ass on coke, like and coke addicts, honestly, like your mood, it never fucking stabilizes. And we know his dad. Okay. Like when Todd said last year, like, you're going to end up just like your fucking dad. That's what I took from it, because I was like, he
didn't look good.
Mm-mm.
But the flashbacks of little tiny Frankie.
I know.
Oh my God. He was so itty bitty.
I know he was. That whole situation really does break my heart. It's fucking terrifying. Like, ugh.
I am so glad though that she is getting help from a place that is, because she wasn't, that conversation with Todd was so difficult for the viewers, but it was something that had to happen.
It was.
Because they were not doing anything for Frankie outside of just like having him exist and taking care of him, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But even the stuff Todd said about with Peter, when he was like, go ahead, I'll fight you back. I'm like, what does that mean? What does that mean? Does that mean that he's fought Frankie? I still can't get that out of my head.
Know. Their family drama makes me so fucking uneasy. Like everything about it, much like Teresa, much like Teresa and her new husband and stuff, makes that their dynamic does make me uneasy, because like that fight, as much as I do think that Todd is an asshole, like they needed to hear that shit.
I actually was like, it hit hard at first, and I was like, oh, Todd, how dare you? But then I was like, oh, I think that they needed to hear that, you guys. They needed to hear that.
I just don't know if I would have included that thing about his dad. This is my thing with arguments, like especially with family. If I don't fucking give a fuck about you and like we're just in my mind verbally sparring, I will like throw whatever out there. But with family, I am very careful with my words, obviously, because I love them. And I'm like, well, where is this going to go? Because the last thing I fucking need is, if I say this, then, we're going to get out of hand. So that's why that thing about his dad, I was just like, did we need to say that, Todd?
Yeah, he went far.
He did, but I also saw somebody who's sick of his fucking shit.
Yeah.
And he's told Alexia that, like, I'm fucking sick of him.
Yeah. But then, like, before the reunion, it was when that shit with Peter happened. And it was like, oh, I feel like now we kind of get more context, like the urgency behind what Todd was doing.
Didn't Alexia say he's like promoting, like club promoting and stuff now?
Did she?
I'm like almost
Peter?
like 80. Yeah. Ooh.
Well, I'm almost that really explains the look of just party.
I'm like 80% sure she said he's doing either like club promotions or something in that area, but especially in Miami, like,
oof. Because clubs stay open late. Isn't it like 4 a.m.? Or maybe 3? Yeah.
No, because clubs in fucking St. Louis stay open till 3. It's late. I've never been to Miami, but like I know it's like Vegas hours.
Yeah, it's late. Okay, let's go to the lighthearted, amazing scene. Gertie's family night. I could have watched. I honestly could have watched 20 full minutes of this.
I love Gertie so much.
Sweet, and like I like that it starts with the sons not really wanting to participate because like that's what you would do if you're a kid. You're like, oh, I got to do this stupid thing. But eventually they end up getting into it, and her assistant Manu comes over. I love that she's holding up the thing that says "horrible bosses," and he's like, "You would know this one." And she has a great sense of humor about it. She's like, "You tell me what this is right now. What is it?" They're like, that's what makes the sons love it. The sons are cracking up. They're like, "Now we can make fun of her mom. Cool, we're in on this game."
Yeah, I love Gertie, and I love that Gertie did one of the most realistic things when finding out about the Lenny Lisa shit. She calls her husband and she's like, explain this to me since you're a fucking man. Because whenever I bring any type of gossip, like with relation to that, I'm like, babe, listen to this shit. And that is, her husband is literally my husband. He's like, damn, that's crazy. Oh,
he gave
and
her
I'm like,
nothing.
Would you do something like that? He's like, no, what the fuck?
he was like, what are we talking about? Didn't he go, who?
Yes,
I think he went, who?
Who are you talking about? I was laughing so hard because I was like, this is me and Charlie, my husband, because I had like found out some tea back home about somebody cheating on somebody. And we had like gone out, we parked the car, walked to the bar, like 5 fucking blocks to this bar that we are going to. And I'm telling him this entire story. And then I don't think I took a breath because it was very juicy for me. He goes, who is this again? And I was just like, oh my God, never fucking mind. I'm like, this is so fucking realistic because you can tell with Gertie and her husband, she's just like, babe, you need to like be ready to get mic'd up and not look a mess at this time. And he's like, okay, honey.
Yeah. No, it was real. I loved it. I honestly could watch them play heads up all night long.
I know. And the boys are cute.
It was really sweet. Yeah. Julia talking about how she wants to adopt. I know. Believe me, I know. Look, it's tough because what she provides is representation that we don't have on any other.
Yes.
On any other housewives. So it's tough because then she gets to bring up things like the Don't Say Gay bill in Florida and how that's awful, and how she talks about the difference between when they were in Paris versus moving to Florida and how they would get looks like, ew, gross. And she's all of that is so valuable and important. And she wants to adopt an older child, someone that she can help. So it's tough because these messages are great, but I just don't think she offers enough as a housewife.
Julia makes me uncomfortable to a certain extent.
Yeah.
Because this badgering and carrying on about wanting, like, it's not even about wanting another child, about being an empty nester. And I don't have kids. So I really try to like have an open mind. And because I know it's gotta be a fucking adjustment, like, duh. But the way she is with her daughters, like when one daughter came and her and Martina and Julia were at the table, I was like, I am fucking uncomfortable because Julia is unfucking hinged.
That was I was right there with you, especially when her daughter at one point was like, okay. Like you could tell her daughter's like, this is always how you get.
Yeah.
And
she was unhinged. And like, you could see her darty eyes. She kept looking at the camera.
I said the same thing.
She kept looking at the fucking camera. And like, she literally was like I could see her getting riled up. And I was like, girl.
I was right there with you. I'm like, we are getting a glimpse into something that we maybe shouldn't be, but I'm glad we are because this is very telling. And I didn't like the fact that she's so like, she claims to be so like loves her children so much and she just can't be without them. How come she doesn't know the name of her kid's school?
Hello?
And then her kid's like, you haven't been to like a parent teacher anything ever. So what are you even talking about? I'm like, what do you mean? Why do you act like you are so obsessed with your children yet you don't do these things that would, show that
and bring you closer to them? Like, I don't not necessarily bring you closer, but involve you more in their lives. Like, you know what I mean? And I find that very, very, very weird. I'm like, she gives me like, no, I just want all of these people around me at one time. And like, everybody needs to be around me to make me feel better. And I'm like,
I don't like it. And I don't like it.
And it makes me uncomfortable with the like thought of like the whole, like, I'm going to adopt somebody else because it almost, or somebody else, I'm going to adopt another child.
I know what you meant, but it's funny when
you know what I mean?
Like that.
Yeah, because it's like, okay, Juliet, but like a child doesn't deserve to feel like a project. The child doesn't deserve to feel like
obligated to like give you all of their love and attention to like fill a void for you.
Exactly. And I have like, and this is trauma from my own like life, but like, I highly dislike, I know she's talking about adopting an older child, but I highly dislike when people like get kids or like are like love being around kids to the point, and it's because like you can kind of fool children to thinking that you're a better person than you are. Like my dad loved like he was great with kids, like he could play around, blah, blah, blah. They looked up to him. It was great. But it's like, yeah, I'm actually your fucking kid, even though I'm a teenager and you fucking suck. So it's like you get to fool, like it's because it's like they like to be around people they can fool into thinking that they're like so amazing. And that's just the vibe I get from Julia. And I'm like, okay, we need to unpack the trauma just while we watch this. But at the same time, I'm just like, Julia. But I agree with you. It's like,
I get what you mean.
Yeah. It's like, she represents so much that we need in the housewife franchise, but my fucking God, bitch.
Yeah. No, that scene with her daughter, it was when her daughter's like, but you haven't even been to a parent teacher thing. It was like, hold on. So you don't know your kid's school's name, yet you act like you can't even see a park bench as you drive by without thinking of your kids and how sad you are to have an empty nest. Like, wouldn't you know every detail? Like, wouldn't these be things that you have a grasp on? But then and then the way she was fighting with her daughter, freaking out, and meanwhile Martina wasn't saying anything bad.
Oh, Martina, but like but
she was screaming at Martina.
But when she was screaming at her, that's when I was like, oh my fucking God. But Martina was like, no, we're done. We're done with this. She's like, no, Martina. I was like, girl, what the fuck is that? What is going on? That's uncomfortable for me to watch.
I was like, it's clear she hasn't gotten enough therapy to deal with the major trauma that she went through. Because that's a lot of trauma, girl. Like you should definitely be in therapy for sure, because you don't have enough emotional control.
No. It's not in like emotional control.
And you're putting way too much on your kids, clearly.
And Martina and everybody else around you. The animals, listen, again, I'm literally looking at getting another dog. Like I don't have a problem with animals. I really think people with an excess of animals who aren't like running a farm, a legit farm, not what she has in Florida, a legit like farm, like the Duttons. Okay. Something's going on there.
Yeah.
Like your need for care. Like, I don't know. It's just, it makes me uneasy.
Yeah, no, I'm right. And also to be telling Martina, your wife, that she's crying, like, don't ask me to have dinner for two.
That is so fucking weird.
To be like asking to have dinner for two.
I get like being like, damn, this is weird. This is like so weird. It's an adjustment period for me. But how she reacts to it and it's like, I don't want to have a dinner for two. It's like, girl,
like,
what
it's
you got
the
against dinner
worst
for two?
thing. She's like, so stop asking.
That made me feel weird too. I think I got up and like went to the bathroom or something because I was like, I'm very uncomfortable. This is so fucking weird. Your wife cannot ask you to have dinner you cannot sit down at the table with your wife. Come on.
Well, then it's weird too, because when she does the dinner on the dock, in her confessional, Julia's like, it's been a while since Martina and I have had dinner, just the two of us. I'm like, are you seriously saying that?
Yeah, because you literally
you
told
don't
her
want to have it.
Yeah, you told her don't ask you for dinner for two. You know the other thing that irritates everybody's shit out of me about Julia, and I've tried to keep this inside because I know that it's not like and to myself I'm like, come on, Giselle, don't do this. Her confessional looks in her like when she showed up to Adriana's video, she looked like she got dressed and just ran out of the house and was like, oh, forgot to do my hair, and she just literally put it a ponytail, and I was like, but her confessional looks like whoever's styling her, why did we not brush through the curls?
And like the dress she's wearing in one of them, makes her look really frumpy, and she's not. She's beautiful, but I'm like, what are we?
It literally looks like the top of that dress looks like 8th grade dance material.
Definitely, yeah, totally.
And it's not flattering.
Yeah, that's the problem. It's not flattering.
The hair and the makeup, I'm like, I understand that maybe she doesn't want. I used to be a hairdresser, so I get that she probably would be like, no, do not put any row of tracks or anything in my hair, even though I feel like she had extensions in at like the reunion or something. But that doesn't mean that we can't brush through the curls. That doesn't mean that we can't give it a tease. That doesn't mean that there are not other things that we can do to make this.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I'm just like,
do it up a little.
Like, I'm just like, who is styling her?
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree.
It drives me mad because that purple dress and those ringlet Shirley Temple curls, I agree. I'm like, get a different confessional look. Yeah. Now, the second one that bothers me is Larsa in those little itty bitty fucking cups that don't.
Yeah, the little. I agree. Well, I don't understand
Larsa, I hate when people. I think it's somebody from Summer House. Winter House, I don't know, I can't remember, somebody else on Bravo does that, like the cups are really fucking, it's Robin fucking Dixon, I don't know why I said Summer House, she has that too in a confessional where like the little cups, they're too little for her boobies.
So it's like, why do you want to have tiny
like,
little,
you don't need to be wearing that shirt because it looks weird because the cups are supposed to be under there and the cups are sitting in the middle of your fucking breast.
So all I do is stare at them.
Yeah.
Because then I get confused. I'm like, is that where my eyes are supposed to go?
And they make shirts that the cups will be like, we have options, ladies. Like, what, did we not want to put anything else on?
Yeah, I actually do have, I was mad when I saw it, when she posted it on Instagram. I don't like Nicole's because her body's so hot and I get that she just wants, I don't like the pink one boob.
I have no clue how I feel about that.
I'm like, so just wear a bra then.
If it were pink, if the bralette or the bra and it were pink,
exactly, but it's not coordinated.
I would be like, fuck, that's hot. Or not even pink, like a neon yellow, neon green.
Yes, but
neon something else, purple, something. That's black.
What it is. It's black, so it's just so not to. It doesn't seem. It seems like two completely different things.
Exactly, and you're right. Nicole's body is gorgeous.
This woman,
like
I can't.
I'm just like, girl, what the hell? Like, what do you do?
It's unfair. It's unfair. This woman is a doctor and she's that hot.
And she, you know what? It takes a woman to pull off that short hair like that.
Yeah.
It takes a good, like, bone structure. It takes like the right fucking bitch to pull off that short hair like that. And she never ever, because like, I am a person that like, you will see me with 20 inches of hair one day and then a bob and then a mid, like I like my options, but she is consistently with that short hair. I fucking love it. I'm like, you wear that fucking bob. It
looks so, and I think one time she had long hair and I'm like, wow, no, I actually prefer her with short hair. Yeah. I like her better with the short hair.
It's because she's so tiny too, though.
That's a good point. That is a good point. All right, let's do Larsa's house where she gets the invitation. My favorite of this whole scene is Gertie just being she is so along for the ride, not knowing what is happening clearly. And she's like, ooh, an invitation. Ooh, I hope I get one. Oh, and then like realizing what's happening. So this is where Gertie's major facial expressions come in handy because she was narrating the whole thing as we were like she was us in the scene.
And she's literally like, okay, this will be a good, like she's reaching olive branch. No, the furthest thing from a fucking olive branch. I would pay to be in Gertie's situation because my ass, I love mess that's not mine. I would have been like, y'all, I would have been like, oh my God, what's that say? Taking a picture. I would have been like, did y'all see? Y'all, I know y'all don't know this yet, but look at what Nicole said. Larsa, I'm here right now. I'll call you after.
How do we feel about Anthony? He clearly hates Larsa, but how do we feel about him? I feel like it started coming out of his mouth and he almost regretted it. That's kind of how it felt to me, where he was like, in her big fat butt.
Probably the fat. Okay, I'm going to be honest with everybody, and I respectfully drag me if you want to. Besides the big fat butt comment, I don't have a problem with anything that Anthony said because Larsa, you are coming for his wife, insinuating that she slept with everybody in the hospital. And like, you're coming for her like integrity as a doctor. So I'm not surprised that Anthony's not going to sit there and be like, well, honey, she's dramatic. No, he's not going to say that.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think that he should have mentioned her body whatsoever. Yeah. However, that's a cheap shot with everybody in Larsa.
Yeah. And then, because I think it's also tacking on to the comment that he made earlier in the season about her, like, keep her away from her boat captain.
Yeah.
Because he's newly engaged or newly married or something like that.
I will say this. I don't necessarily care for how Anthony talks about the women in general, because when he was talking about Lisa, when they were going to the Keys and stuff about her like being late and stuff, how when he was getting pissed off, like he was going to fly the plane. I didn't like that because I was like, bro, you need to fucking calm down. If you really need to be at work, then like you would have been there. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? What I noticed was that Nicole was like, when he was saying certain things, she was the one that was like, stop. I feel like, yeah, because I saw that she was very aware of what he was saying. And I forget what it was, like he said she's never worked for anything in her fucking life, which is true about Larsa.
Yeah.
Okay, which is true. When he said that, I noticed Nicole was like, and I think she knew, like, he's going to fucking get shit for that.
Well, yeah. Because I think the first time he said the bit about keep her away from the boat captain, mm-hmm. she literally like put the napkin over her face like, oh, fuck, this is going to be bad. Mm-hmm. So I think she's tallying it in her head.
I do think she needs to get that under control because it, much like Larsa and these cheap shots, it's going to be, it can get badly. I saw some people like being like, this is bordering like Patricia behavior.
Yeah,
and
Queens
I'm like,
Bravo.
Did they say that? I can't remember who I said.
I know it was Queens because I noted, I was like, okay, I mean, I can see it. I would put it more in the PK world, not necessarily Patricia, because that's a whole new level.
It really is.
I would put it more at the PK level where he kind of thinks he's maybe being funny and entertaining and not getting the line.
Right. But this is my thing.
And I don't even really like him all that much.
Exactly. But like I'm married. My husband, I got into it with like somebody I thought was a friend the other day. It was so fucking out of nowhere, a group chat in shambles. Like she literally came for me and everybody else was like, what the, no, everybody else was like, because a whole discussion started. I was literally just explaining, I was sticking to the subject at hand. Somebody else started like veering in different directions, but I was still sticking on the subject at hand. And then the person came for me. And even the person, she was like, no, Giselle asked me XYZ. And the other girl was like, no, I said that to you. But you literally just like came. I thought this person was my friend. She literally told me, I said, wow, I know how you feel about me now, which is crazy because we talk every day. Like,
whoa.
I was like, this is wild. But like, I tell my husband these things and he's like, what the fuck is her problem? Like, da 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 da. When you have a partner, like they just comment on things. That is something that's natural. My husband has never said anything like out of bounds about anybody, like not about anybody's body or anything like that. But he does have stuff to say if you come for me.
Offline, I'm going to want to hear more of that
too. Oh God, so fucking crazy.
Jesus. Because yeah, like it felt like he was just trying to support his wife and he got it felt more like he got carried away.
Yeah.
Believe me, I don't even love Anthony that much.
Right.
And even I was like, that felt like he just kind of he was trying to be supportive husband, and I almost felt like he was saying it and he was like, I need to shut up, but I can't stop myself.
Had there not been a camera there, had he not had a mic pack on, it would have been fine. It wouldn't have been anything. But since there was, that's why it was like, ooh.
Yes.
But I mean, like, again, he's supporting his wife. I don't agree with the big fat butt comment. The big fat butt thing it's a cheap shot with Larsa. Like, she got a fucking BBL. Okay. Like,
yes, that she refuses to admit to. If she admitted to it, I think everyone would get off the topic. Honestly,
she got a fucking BBL. Like,
yeah, if she admitted to it, we would probably let it go. Honestly, it would be the thing that you probably let go of. But yeah, so the mirror on the wall, who's the fakest one of all? Take a good look. I see who you are. See yourself uninvited to the party. And Larsa goes, well, let's see if they really get married. I'm like, well, that's not that's the best she could do.
If they don't get married, Larsa, this still happened to you.
It's like,
that's my thing. Even if they don't fucking get married, this still happened to you, Larsa, and it's still gonna be funny. I don't care.
And then her best night ever when she doesn't go is her cleaning the couch.
Oh.
I'm like, they kind of trolled her for that. Like,
that
was her confessional saying, like, I'm gonna have the best night ever. It didn't necessarily that didn't mean that it was maybe her cleaning the couches, but they're like, let's make it that. Let's make it her cleaning her couches.
Exactly, because we know her ass got up and called Michael Jordan's son.
Yeah, and went out on a date, but they're like, no, we're gonna make it that she's cleaning her couches because her dogs jumped on them. So they trolled her ass.
Called the paparazzi, said, hey, where are you at tonight? And showed up to whatever restaurant they were hanging out.
Totally. That's what she did that night. 100%. All right. Now it's the event. And obviously Julie loves the non-invitation because she has every reason to be pissed at Larsa too, because Larsa tried to do that exact same shit to her.
She did. But let me say one thing about Julia, because she scratched my ass last week disinviting Kiki. I did not like that, dude. Fuck because her. Larsa is the one that brought that fucking shit to your like, and to you.
And Larsa was invited.
Exactly.
All Kiki did was leave the video shoot because she was pissed that Adriana decided to be mad at her when that didn't make any sense.
No, I'm the only one who showed up for fucking rehearsal, first of all. Secondly, you got this fucking director yelling at me? No. And yeah, like, Kiki is well within her rights to say, I don't want to be in this video anymore, and if you use me, I will sue you. That's her right. Like, she can say that. But for Julia to sit here and say, like, friends don't do that to friends. Friends don't yell at each other. You were just yelling with fucking Alexia on a bus last week. She's still invited. You were yelling with Larsa. She's still invited. And then for her to say, what pissed me off the most is she was like, my daughter's going to be here. But then in the next breath, she says, I would love to see Martina read Larsa her rights. First of all, Martina don't care that much. Martina does not care.
That was so stupid. I'm like, Martina will never give you the camera moment you expect her to give. And you know that by now.
Yeah. When Julia was like, listen to what they have to say, Martina goes, what is it?
She completely mocks them. She's like,
what is it?
Oh, no.
But yeah, I'm like,
literally don't care.
Yeah, I was like, no, Julia, you don't support not inviting Larsa because you could not invite Larsa. You uninvited Kiki, who showed up and then just goes, hey.
Yeah. Kiki's like, I'm not speaking to her. I whip my hair back and I'm like, bye.
It was so fucking funny. Kiki goes, hi. And Julia's like, hi.
Like, Julia, you fucking, like, I still don't understand why did she end up uninvited? That was so bad. That looks really bad on Julia.
Yeah, it does and Adriana, and we all know because Adriana was pissed off.
That's it. That's all it is. Like that was ridiculously bad. That was a misstep.
Yeah, but if somebody threatens to sue you, Emily, I got to stay out of that because I got no money. Okay, I can't involve myself in that one.
It's like all Adriana had to do was call Kiki later after she'd calmed down and be like, "I'm sorry, I got a little hot-headed. I shouldn't have yelled at you. I really appreciate you coming to the rehearsal. You were the only one that cared enough to be there. I'm sorry." Kiki would have let it go.
Larsa came to the fucking video and was like, "Oh no, I'm not going to be in this. I'm just going to be on the boat."
Yeah,
and start shit.
Kiki, justice for Kiki.
Yeah.
Always.
Oh God, I love her. I want to know why she's not full time.
I do too. There's got to be some kind of reason.
Maybe she can't show because she has a daughter. And maybe she can't
something
show
like that, right?
Yeah.
Because we don't see her ever.
No, she's not even like on her Instagram like that either. So maybe she doesn't want to show her. Maybe she can or doesn't want to show her.
I have not had my nails in so long. I haven't had a set of nails in a while. And that is, I just don't feel like myself. I watch myself gesturing during these episodes when I'm editing and I'm like, look at your little stubby hands. Look at your little stubby hands without your nails. Oh, I hate it. I hate it. I don't feel good without my nails. So I'm so happy that I have found Olive and June. The Olive and June Mani system has everything you need for salon quality manicures all in one box. You can customize it with 6 different polishes, and this polish doesn't chip, and it lasts 7 days or more, and it comes out to like $2 a manicure. I mean, I can't even, what I love the most about this as opposed to going to a salon is number 1, the price, high. Number 2, my biggest concern with doing my own nails at home was always the non-dominant hand. That was always the disaster moment whenever I tried to paint my own nails at home. But the way they formulated the applicator, it's like idiot proof even for that hand. My left hand doesn't even know how to hold things apparently. And I can actually apply a beautiful looking set of polish on both hands. But I ventured into their press-ons. So that yes, love the Mani system, but their press-ons, because I was a Gel X girl when I was still going to the salon, and the press-ons give me life. My little stubby hands are revived into their former glory days. These things they're just as good, if not better, because the problem with Gel X at a salon is they're so damaging. When I took that set off, my nails were so destroyed. This set, they even have in the kit they give you, there's a nail strengthening serum that you put on before you even put the glue on. And these things feel like they are on. I'm not worried about them popping off. They don't have that feel to them at all. They don't feel flimsy. They look natural. They're gorgeous. I love these press-ons. Visit oliveandjune.com/ssbravo for 20% off your first Mani system. That's oliveandjune.com/ssbravo for 20% off your Mani system. Feeling stressed lately? The holidays are over. It's January. This is a tough month. Everyone's a little bit more bloated, a little bit more nervous. This is like a very tense month. We're all supposed to be doing things, being better people than we've ever been before. I have a couple insider pro tips for you though. Add these 2 little products into your life and you can beat stress and bloat before it beats you. Pair the award-winning gut-nourishing Just Thrive probiotic with the stress-busting, mood-uplifting power of Just Calm. Just Thrive probiotic supports digestive, immune, and total body health and actually produces antioxidants right in the gut. Once it arrives in the gut, it acts like a personal gardener, safely eliminating bad bacteria and replenishing the good. And the best part, it can be opened and sprinkled into any food or drink, so it's good for the whole family. And for the next level stress-busting mood support, add in Just Calm. This product has been proven to do the almost unimaginable. I've been taking it for the last week and a half, and I can attest. It quickly promotes a healthy response to everyday stress, encourages a steady, serene, and balanced mood, drives mental clarity, focus, and alertness, facts, and even supports great energy and optimal sleep. I'm not kidding. I have been able to focus and stay calm the last week and a half. No joke. This is true stress management built for our modern day stress-filled world. Just Thrive products have more clinical research than just about anyone else in the industry. They're all natural and they have a money-back guarantee. What do you have to lose? If you're ready to up your wellness game and beat bloat, digestive issues, stress, and more, you can get 15% off a bottle of Just Thrive Probiotic and a bottle of Just Calm with promo code SHESPEAKS at justthrivehealth.com. While you're there, check out all their other research-based products for optimal gut and immune health. There's something for everyone, even a probiotic for your fur baby, all with a bottom-of-the-bottle guarantee. Take control of your health this year with Just Thrive.
Why is Marysol in white? What the fuck? As soon as they showed her in the car I talking to Alexia, the only thing I thought of was, is she really wearing white? Because I
listen. You know, I got married 8 months ago. I am like still reeling from. Nobody wore white to my wedding, but nope. I had a cousin that did. That's an old Black people thing, though. Old Black people will wear fucking white to your wedding, like. So that's not worth it. But I'll never forget. I had so many fucking weddings last year. So many friends got married. I will never forget. We went to a wedding in Austin, and this girl, the bride looked fucking phenomenal, but this guest had on like a floor length, sparkly silver white, like sparkly dress, and I was like a couple of times, I was like, wait,
floor length?
Yes. And I was like, I remember telling my husband, I said, I would tell that bitch to fucking leave.
Floor length white is like midi dress, but
I
length.
I don't think you should wear silver to a wedding either. Like sparkly silver. I don't think you should wear sparkles to a wedding. I don't think you should wear sparkly silver to a wedding because the bride may change and wear the same thing. It's too close. But yeah, she wore a floor length sparkly silver resembled white. I was like,
wow. That is way too bold.
Mm-hmm.
And
my dumbass had long sleeves on. I was so fucking hot. I had never been to Austin, Texas before. It was April too, so I was like, "Oh, I'll be fine." Was not fine. Was not fucking
so
fine.
Hot. So
I was unwell.
I'm shocked because Adriana says that she's got this copy of Thierry's divorce decree. Why is this shit not able? Why are they not able to find this online? Why does he have? Like, I'm confused.
I don't know. I don't know if maybe online. Like,
can you find this shit online? I never know how to find these things.
I don't either. I've tried to look up a couple things. And I'm like, where the fuck would I find it?
Where do you guys find these things?
I tried to look up Robin and Juan's marriage license because I remember it said that they obtained one like back around the time I was getting married.
Okay.
And I was like, we better not fucking share a wedding date. But yeah, they obtained one. And I tried to look recently, like to see, I looked up I was on the fucking courthouse in not Potomac, it's whatever county that is in. I was like so fucking confused. I was like but it is public record. I'm like, this is not public. I'm an idiot, obviously.
I'm like, where's the record?
Yeah, but
people
I don't know
seem to have access to this stuff, and I don't know where to find it.
I don't know. Maybe online didn't catch up as like because like I'm trying to think. Like I got married, and I had to like send. I had the paper, like the marriage license that was signed. You know what I mean? But then I still had to send the paper in. I had to send another paper in for them to register it. So that's all I'm thinking is that like maybe it's still waiting to be like processed and stamped and to be updated online.
Okay.
I don't know. I haven't gotten divorced yet.
Well, regardless, that man has it.
Yeah.
And like, if that, and here's the thing, if that man is forging it, he went through a lot of work so give him points for that. So Like,
Alexia needs to fucking can it, because I find it funny that she did not tell us. We didn't know that her and Todd were dating or knew each other while Herman was still alive and her and Herman were still married.
Oh, is that what she said?
Somebody brought that up, and Adriana and Alexia said, so I know, like, yeah.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look, again, no judgment at all on any of this. It just, I feel, I get why Adriana's upset with them, because she's like, you couldn't have done this on like, you had to do this on camera. You had to like embarrass me on camera. It's like, Iman, your storyline is that you've got this wonderful love and you're married, and like, I'm still not in that space. She's probably, I don't blame her, jealous. Adriana is hustling for every coin she can find these days, because she's like, her entire Instagram is promo. I'm going to be at this club. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that.
Oh, really? I don't follow her.
Yes. It's all promos. And so I get that she's in a rougher place. And I feel like she probably felt like, of all people, Alexia's got to come at me with this. Right. So anyway, she's got this divorce decree. We're not going to see it this episode. It's probably going to happen next episode, where she's going to be like, okay, now that drama's done, here's this divorce decree.
Did it not feel like it took her for fucking ever to get to that party? Like, I felt like she was in the car the entire fucking time. She's like, girl, where are you coming from?
The pacing of it, they were like, we don't have enough time to get to this, so let's make her take forever to get there. Like, yeah, for real though. But also, can you imagine bringing a fucking divorce decree to an engagement party? Right? Here it is. Happy engagement. Here's my divorce decree. I wonder how, like, is it a full document? And also, where was it? Like, she have it in her, I didn't actually pay attention to that. Like, did she have a bag? Like, yeah, that was my thing. I didn't pay attention. I should have paid more attention to that. Yeah, I was like, where's she going to keep that? Is it like in her pocketbook? I didn't pay attention. I should go back and review footage. You be walking around with a folder, and then what are you going to do after you show it to them? Just put it down and leave it for, listen, as somebody who has cleaned up many parties, I love finding shit. I find random shit. Okay. Like, that's so funny. What are you going to do with that? You're not going to keep up with the divorce record the entire fucking time. It's like, I'm assuming you're in an Uber. It's the original copy of the divorce decree. You better not get too drunk and forget that. We need that. I mean, she said it's stamped by the court, so I'm assuming there's only one copy of that. Unless they could have made a photocopy, but I feel like they would only accept the original, I feel. Yeah, to have, what did they call that? To get something. The notarized? Notarized, yeah. I was going to say it's notarized. Yeah, I had to go get a fucking copy of my birth certificate notarized, which you're not supposed to do, but the bank did it, so whatever. Oh, they did? Ooh. I was born in Italy, so like What? To obtain, I lost my birth certificate one time. Well, I didn't lose it. My mom lost it. And like, I tried to like file to get another one. It would take them like 6 to 8 months, they told me. Mm-hmm. Wow. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So my mom, when we finally found it, my mom was like, let's just go fucking make copies and see if a bank will notarize it. They notarized it. And then I'm not kidding. The phone must have been listening, because we got something popped up and was like, things that cannot be notarized. Yes, you cannot notarize. Yes, you're right. That's I got a passport with a notarized with that. Yeah. Good job. Well done. Yeah. Nicole's dad, I don't get a kick out of this guy. I don't either. I don't give a shit that like he's a creep. I'm sorry. He's like, I wonder where she gets it from. Nicole, all the talent. Like, not from you, you little fucking creep. Get out of here. I feel badly for Nicole, because I really do feel like she is on edge, like much with like, not even with Anthony, like how she's like, ooh, with like kind of winced with Anthony said some things. Like, I really feel like with her dad, she's scared it's going to be like an entire thing. Somebody's going to like come forward and say like something. And I can feel that for her. And it really breaks my heart for her, because I cannot imagine what it's like to be that scared about things like that when your dad is around. Well, because like the bartender was like, I know him through someone. Mm-hmm. She's like, I don't need to know more. Yep. Which like obviously is like drug dealer. 100%. Like, you know what I mean? Not dark and not good. And then Alexia and Marysol think he's like a party trick. And that's disrespectful. Did you notice how Alexia was like, what do you think of the guy she's marrying? Seeing if like she was going to get something from
him, and then he was like, "Oh, he's
and
great."
He takes his glasses off to say he's an upstanding man. He's a gentleman and a scholar.
Upstanding.
Yeah.
But like and then like, but then Alexia tries to flip it, and she's like, "Your dad's so nice." The way she treats Nicole drives me wild. Stop telling Nicole how she should feel about her dad. Stop now telling Nicole how she should feel about Larsa. And it's like almost like big sister, little sister, but then like not, because they don't know each other like that.
I don't like the way she does that, where she's like, if she just focused on the good things.
No,
like, this is none of your, this is not, if she's because they had a really good moment in the hot tub, at least when they were sitting at the hot tub. I thought that she understood where Nicole was coming from. She seemed to be like, oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. They really hurt us. And it seemed like she was respecting her place in that relationship. But then she goes back to this, like, Nicole's just being a brat. Her dad's great type of thing. And as someone who has a difficult relationship with one of my parents, it really triggered me.
Same.
Because it's reductive. It's like, you don't fucking know anything. I got so pissed off at her again.
I get so pissed. I'm the exact same. I do not have a great relationship with my dad. We don't fucking talk. Every time somebody's like, oh, he was always a great guy. To you, I'm so fucking happy for you that you got that experience with him. Fuck off. Like, I would fucking freak out on Alexia, because there are a handful of people that I don't spend time around a lot, but when I do see them, I'm like, God damn, I know they're about to say something about my fucking dad. And I just like, I'm like, okay, you be blessed, because like, it's not Alexia's fucking business. No, it's not her business. And I hate when people pull that card, but like, Alexia's like, my parents have passed on. I'm sorry, Alexia. I'm really sorry about that. That is heartbreaking. Your circumstances are different than mine. And you also outed your dad after he fucking died. So,
oh, she did?
Yeah, you didn't remember that from last season?
Her dad or Herman?
Her dad.
Her dad?
And Herman, yeah. She said her dad. She told us that her dad was gay.
I didn't remember her dad. I need to go back and review. What?
Oh, yeah. Because I was like, girl, your dad and Herman were.
Whoa. I totally missed that. Whoa. How did I miss that?
I will never forget, because I was like,
last season.
Yeah, I will never forget, because I was like,
whoa. Wow, that's nuts.
Yeah, I need her to, like, because I remember with Herman, it was one thing, because I think there were already rumblings. I don't know how I felt about that. Whatever. There were rumblings, and that's her ex-husband. With her dad, I was like, girl, I don't know if you should be saying this, because it's still not your story to tell.
Okay. Wow. I do not recall that at all. That's nuts.
Yeah. I'll never forget.
Although watch me go back to my own recaps, and I'm like talking about it. That's how bad my memory is.
Well, because remember, they elected her to, I don't know if she was the Grand Marshal at Pride, or she was something. She was getting honored with something at the Pride Fest last year when she said ignorant stuff at the Pride celebration. And she was like, I remember, because she was like, it's so close to my heart because my dad and Herman. And I was like,
was that the only time she mentioned it?
No, I remember she said it.
All right, Emily, you need to get it together. What the fuck? I need to go back and review footage.
I'm going to try and find it too. I'm going to try and find it. But yeah, she said her dad.
Wow. I cannot believe I forgot that. Okay. That's mind blowing. Okay. Wow. Anywho, when Julia says she doesn't have a prenup, the way she's like proud of it really was bizarre to me. She was like, she said, oh, you signed this. And I was like, oh, you would make me read this long
I can't read, darling.
I can't read that. Oh, and so we don't have a prenup. Ew. I don't know why that was.
No, it gave me the ick. It gave me the fucking
for
ick.
her. I would not be proud to say that.
I would never, ever listen. I tell my husband all the time, when I get famous and become a talk show host, you are signing a post-nup. Okay.
Yeah.
You're signing a fucking post-nup. I'm not going to leave you out to dry, but you're signing a fucking post-nup, because I know Kelly Clarkson and Reba McEntire's story.
There you go. Kelly Clarkson's story. Ooh.
Well, that's brother and father, or not brother and son, father and son.
Really?
Reba's was married to Kelly Clarkson's ex-husband's dad, and they both took those ladies to the bank. Con artists
runs in the family,
heartbreakers, but
nasty
the males
fuckers.
Yes. Like, ew. I was like, and I'm like, no, I would never, if I were to marry somebody with like money, I'm gonna read the prenup. You're not gonna leave me with nothing. Okay. But yeah, I would have no problem. I don't have problem signing it.
Yeah. I'll read it. Let's discuss it. We'll negotiate.
Yeah.
Absolutely. 100%. You can't leave me with zero, but
right.
Let's make sure that I don't, take you to the cleaners. Absolutely. So you feel good about this.
Exactly.
So you don't think I'm just here to take you for all your worth.
When Julia said that, I rolled my eyes so fucking hard, but Marysol's not even married.
Yes,
also,
Marysol's
that
not
pissed
even
me off.
Legally married.
That pissed me off because Alexia, I'm like, Alexia, do you hear the words that come out of your fucking mouth? You swore up and down last season, like, why would Nicole not want to get married? Why would she not want to be married? You need to get married. Marysol and her husband function as a married couple. So did fucking Nicole and Anthony. They had a child together, which is more than what Marysol and her husband have together.
That's a great point.
I was like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. Do y'all hear what comes out of your fucking mouth?
That's a good point. I don't need a couple to get married ever. So I hated that they were pressuring them like that. Nicole's dad whispering in her ear, like, he's never going to be like me, but one day he may come home at 11 o'clock at night and say, Nicole, listen to this. And she's like, I'm mic'd up and I'm not about to let you say whatever nasty thing you're about to say about how he's going to probably cheat on me one day and you're going to just have to accept it or some shit, which is, I feel like that's where he was going.
I feel like that. Yeah. I knew it was going to be something that was going to make our stomachs turn.
It was going to be something like, one day he's a good guy, but one day he may just come home and be like, hey, I got a woman pregnant. Something shitty like that.
I would my good God. It's like, and like Nicole's dad is obviously that because he went to jail. Like he went to jail, left his family with nothing. And like, obviously her mom still forget because they have a good relationship. Her mom and dad. But Nicole's like, no, I'm not with that shit. We're not doing that. And I'm like, good for fucking you, because just because they have a good relationship does not mean that.
Boundaries, what works for you. That's all about it.
Doesn't she have a sibling?
She said a brother. She said brother.
I want to know where he is. I really just want to know if he's as hot as her.
Right.
Like I need to know.
Yeah. Right.
I want to know.
Gertie tells the group that Larsa was uninvited and Julia's like, bravo. And of course the others are like, I don't know about that.
Quiet. Silence.
But Nicole's like, you don't get to do this anymore. Not to everyone. And they do they put that compilation together of just Larsa being savage. Nicole has great head and hand choreography in this. She does. She does like she's an arsonist. She lights matches and she like does this like hand and like flicking thing. And then she's like, I'm not going to let her, she's giving really great head choreography.
I feel like Nicole was a little bit tipsy. I feel like they were like, I really feel like, because it's her engagement party, so she deserved to be. But I really feel like she was enjoying herself. Point. She was getting tipsy. And I feel like we were really starting to see that side of Nicole. And I mean, we've seen it before. Like, I love when she speaks Spanish. I love when she gets fiery. But I was like, oh no, she getting tipsy. She is about to tell them. And I knew she was when Marysol tried to touch her and she like, she was like, don't fucking, I was like,
she started crying. And when you're angry, when I get angry, I cry. And I swear if I didn't, I would be powerful, but I do. And that's what takes me down.
Especially if I've been drinking too.
Oh yeah.
Because I am like, you got me fucked up right now.
Yeah.
I can be a hothead. So like, if I do not get my point across,
yes,
and then you keep fucking trying me, I'm not like, tears are gonna well up in my eyes. I'm not gonna start crying until I'm by myself. But like, bitch.
Yeah. Because Alexia makes it clear. She's like, but you said you had to check her before letting her in your house. That was mean.
That's not mean. It's not mean. It makes sense. Because what I feel like she's saying, because somebody like commented on one of my posts and was like, but she let the other girls in without knowing. I said, no, from what I understand, before they started filming, they were all getting to know each other, or some of them already were familiar with each other, but Larsa did not come around. Larsa didn't come around. She didn't do any pre-season anything with these ladies. She was like, let me know when we're filming, when I need to show up. And she's like, that's when she started showing up. So from what I understand is Nicole was like, well, Larsa hasn't reached out to me. We have not had a chance to meet properly. So no, I'm not going to invite her because I don't know her. Makes perfect sense.
And Alexia is basically saying, like, you can't exclude one of the cast members. If we're on a show, that's the rule. The rule is everyone gets invited.
But it's not the rule because they did not mind when Kiki wasn't invited.
Oh, you mean this season?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like they didn't mind when Kiki wasn't invited to that non-party at Julia's house. That was not a fucking party. They sat in the kitchen. Yeah. No one else, no other guests were there. And then they left.
Yeah.
It was really fucking weird.
Was Nicole's event, was that the opening event of the season, of the show, like of the revamp? Because if it was... No. It might have been.
No,
the opening event was Larsa's
Pretty Little Thing party.
Yeah, and was Nicole invited to that?
Yeah, she was there.
I see the shade. I see the shade. But what they're saying is that what they're talking about Nicole's, that wasn't filmed on camera. That was preseason. That's what they're talking about.
Yeah, that's what they're talking about. It was preseason. It wasn't for filming. This was a preseason soiree get together thing. Yeah. And that's why Larsa was not communicating with anybody from what I understand. So
this was like a preseason get together and she was just inviting people that she knew. And she's like, I'm not inviting Larsa. I don't know her.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Little different.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I was
so this wasn't for filming. Okay, never mind. I take it back.
Yeah, no, that's how I understood it, because I remember when they talked about it last year, I was like, this is something that happened off camera. I don't fucking care.
Okay,
so this was how I feel about this shit.
Pre cameras up, just a normal, like, we're all getting to know each other thing. Larsa's made zero effort, but expects to just be invited because she's a part of the group. And Nicole's like, I didn't know you at all. So like, you weren't invited because you haven't reached out to me. We haven't communicated.
Exactly. And I'm pretty positive.
That gives it more context.
Yeah. And I'm pretty positive, like Adriana touched on it, because remember last year, Adriana was like, no, you don't come around. Like, you don't come around. So don't start this, that's how I understood it, which I get. Like, we've heard behind the scenes things of everything, like Vanderpump Rules, all of these casts of reality TV stars preseason, when they know when they start and everything, usually they all get together, or at least your respective groups get together, and we talk about, and if there's new people, we mingle with them.
Yeah. Okay. That gives it more context now, because they're like getting to know each other before they start filming. But if Larsa wasn't really talking to anybody, that's more organic, that she's like, okay, I didn't invite Larsa because I'm not talking to her.
Exactly. Got it. And I felt like at that, because I'll never forget, they opened last season when they came back, season 4, with the OGs at lunch at that restaurant. And Larsa came in, I think Larsa came in last. They were like, oh, we're always waiting for her. Haven't seen you in so long, da-da-da. And they kind of discussed the new women in there. I think and I remember, because I feel like that was the first time I heard about that. That was the first time we introduced like Gertie, Nicole, because that was what they used to branch off into everyone. And then the first party was Larsa's Pretty Little Thing party, which don't get me started, but you know what I mean?
Yes, I do. Okay. Now that gives it more context, and it really isn't as big a deal as they're making it seem.
Mm-hmm. And it happened off fucking camera.
It happened off camera, and now they've gotten to know each other anyway. So, okay. All right. I'm glad we figured that out now, because now I have more context for it, and it really isn't that big of a deal.
No, yeah. That's why I was like, Larsa, you're reaching so fucking far back.
Yeah. And like, let it go by now. Let it go.
And to say like, to be like, oh, you judged me before you knew me. I did. Your friends were the ones sitting there talking about, why are you doing OnlyFans? Why?
Yeah, it's true. Alexia was very vocal about it.
She wouldn't let it go.
Very, very
She would
vocal.
not let it go.
And Nicole was, in fact, defending her. I was judgmental at first, but I looked into it. Not so much.
And that's what's killing me, because like Larsa is taking that and saying like, you admitted to judging me. And Nicole's like, yes, I did. But I didn't say that's not why I didn't invite you to my house. I just heard you did OnlyFans and I judged it. And then I looked it up for myself. If you tell me, Giselle, I judged you at first because I see that you can be like a firecracker, but then I got to know you and I was like, oh, I would be like, okay.
This really does feel like Larsa. I said this last week. This has an essence of Larsa not knowing how to fight with Nicole because Nicole is a doctor.
It's like
she's used to fighting with Lisa. She's used to fighting with Alexia. She's used to fighting with Marysol. These people who don't work, they don't. I hate saying that, but it's true. It's like this is like catty fighting, but Nicole's going to trump Larsa every time because she's like, excuse me, I got to go clock in for my 24-hour shift at the hospital.
It's like Mia trying to fight with Wendy.
It's like Mia trying to fight with Wendy.
Do you understand the definition of assault? Do you understand the definition of defamation of character? Actually, I do.
Actually, I do. No one defamed her character.
Mia, crickets. Like, why would you? The defamation term, I hate when people throw that shit out there. And I'm like, you don't know what the fuck that means.
Oh, please.
If I say I don't fucking like you, that's not defamation of character.
That idiot. Conversation was like, I can't even go down that route because I really wanted to kill Mia. When she tried to be like, you're homophobic. I'm gonna start getting mad.
Pissed me the fuck off.
Okay, I can't go down this route because I'm gonna get so fucking heated. Back to this, because this will get me a little heated. Actually, no, wait. This actually won't get me heated because I love when Nicole said this. She's like, I don't even have to Google Larsa. I just like find out stuff about her. Like, I just found out she's dating Michael Jordan's son.
Well, okay. So the thing with that, I was like, I know obviously they do confessionals after the fact. You know what I mean? Because obviously we have to look at this season and go by bit.
Yeah.
But I was like, how long has this been going on?
Right? Me too.
Michael Jordan's son is my age. My age. Mm-hmm. She knew him when he was a child.
Isn't that gross?
It is fucking gross. And if this were a man and a woman, like a young girl, people would be fucking pissed. Mm-hmm. It's very irritating to me that no one's talking about it more.
It's so, okay. It's, again, I talked about this when I was on The Reality Is. If you've seen the person when they're a kid,
yes,
it's different.
Yes, it is
different.
It really is. It's not like they just met. Arguably you were friends with their family. Like you watched them grow up.
Well, on Watch What Happens Live, she was so weird about it because Andy was like, she's like, I don't know why everyone's making a big deal out of it. Like, we didn't really know each other. Like, our families weren't close. Okay, fine. I guess. How is that possible? How is that?
No, our families were not close, but you, Larsa, you need to decide. Do you want the fame off of being Scottie Pippen's wife, Scottie Pippen, who's famously teammates with Michael Jordan? No, y'all may not have been at backyard barbecues together, but you cannot sit here and act like you don't know your husband's teammates' family.
You saw them. You saw them. They were at events.
I want to hear what Michael has to say about this.
Right?
I would pay money.
He's like, leave me out of it.
If Michael Jordan said Patreon exclusive, I'm going to tell y'all what is it. I would be logging on, signing up for that bitch in a second. I'd pay $100.
I'd pay $100. Alexia fucking saying where there's smoke, there's fire. I did one of those things where you have to like lean back so far. Like, what? I couldn't believe she said that. What the fuck?
Okay,
where
Alexia,
there's smoke,
let's talk about the sun.
Do you want to talk about all of your stuff?
Do you want to talk about all your smoke?
What did you? But then thank God for Kiki, because then they cut to Kiki's confessional. She's like, Nicole doesn't seem like the type. I mean, who has time to sleep with the whole hospital?
But like, here's my thing also. Larsa, you're insinuating that like Nicole, Larsa says these things like, oh, people told me this, people told me that. And it's like, yeah, Larsa, maybe people in Miami talk to you, but like somebody can come up to me and just say like, oh, so-and-so slept with so-and-so, it doesn't mean I automatically believe it. Like, some rumors are just that, just rumors.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's like, excuse me, even if she did, she is a doctor. She is a doctor. Sleeping with somebody, you can't sleep your way to the top as a doctor. Right. Because you actually have to perform surgery. So being a doctor might be one of the only professions where it doesn't matter if you sleep with somebody, because bitch, you still need to know how to do what you do.
I'm so mad at the way they edited last week because I was like, ooh, maybe Nicole did. And I'm like, I wouldn't be mad at her.
And no, I wouldn't. You know what I can see is if, like, maybe when she was married in her other marriage, maybe maybe there was an affair. Or maybe she was separated. Maybe when they were separated and no one knew, she was maybe hooking up with somebody else. And then that's what got out of hand. You know what I mean? Either way, grown woman can do whatever she wants. Exactly.
She's a hot fucking, like, I mean, I can't even imagine what it's like to be Nicole.
I would literally, if she was my anesthesiologist, I'd be like, hey girl, by the time I wake up, can you write down the beauty routine? The workout routine,
the diet, all of it.
Just write that down for me. When you wake me back up, just have it right there.
Thank you.
Right there, ready for me.
Thank you. Because for real,
I love her style too.
She's hot in every way. She's always together. She's just got it all going on. So
you know why I like her style is because it's still very Miami, but not in a tacky way.
Yes. And the thing that annoys me with Larsa is that she had the tea, like I'm putting that the tea about Julia, and it ended up being true-ish, but we find out later, Nicole actually did an interview, I think it was with Us Weekly, where Nicole was like, that had come out, like those pictures of Julia kissing that guy had actually come out a few weeks prior. And I guess like Julia had already talked about it. Like it was a thing that was already said and done.
Oh, within the group?
I guess like among people who knew Julia.
Oh, okay.
And like Martina already knew about it or something like that. And so Larsa was definitely being super, super messy by bringing it up, kind of knowing that it was no big deal. But the group hadn't known about it, but like people in Julia's life knew about it, which is why Julia had such a weird reaction and why she was like messing with everyone. Because she was like, we already know about this.
Which makes sense because like Julia and Nicole are friends.
Exactly.
Like
and Anthony and Martina, they're all tight. They like
they're
fly
friends.
places together.
So that makes sense. And you know, I can see that. I know Larsa has paparazzi connects too.
Totally. And so it tracks that Larsa gets insider info, but it could just be like bad gossip that anyone can get about anything. And literally, like you said, anyone can say anything.
Okay. So also, speaking of anybody saying anything, there is no relevance to this. I made a TikTok, woke up, had like 237 comments. It's at like 500 comments now. The people in Miami love talking about Real Housewives Miami on TikTok, but there are so many people from Miami on there. And somebody said that apparently Larsa was out with Lenny's mistress. Was like seen like I when we get off, I will. Yeah, apparently, allegedly. No. Now, this is just a comment on my TikTok. I don't like no basis. It did get a lot of people were like, wait, what? But I was like, I'm not feeding into this because there's no fucking basis whatsoever. But yeah, apparently they might have been seen out around together. Yeah, I don't know.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
I don't comment.
I don't believe. I have a hard time believing that though, because like
Larsa's been really there for Lisa, and I just can't imagine.
Me neither. But that I was like, now all of the comments on that video talking about her being mean, I believe.
No, I do too. Because literally when you go back to season one, she's really so mean.
I'll never forget when I watched season 1 in live time, in real time, like when it first came out, I was like, holy fucking shit, Larsa is really mean.
Yeah, she's so mean. And like, even if you were watching Kardashians, like Larsa was notoriously so mean. Like
a bitch.
Yeah. Like she was not nice. So that I believe. She's been so there for Lisa that I'm like, less inclined. But if it ends up being substantiated, you heard it first.
Yeah. And listen, I know it's like old news, but like, I don't know how to say this properly, but like every time like more stuff, the more I see about Larsa, I'm like, I can kind of see the breakdown in friendship between her and the Kardashians.
Duh.
Because it's like almost like, did she fly too close to the sun and got too big for her britches and like, I mean, was inserting herself places?
I don't want to get in trouble because I feel like Larsa's got some weird powers in some way, but I feel like it's obvious how they had that disillusion of friendship. It's like she was kind of riding hard on the coattails and like, it's almost, were you a Sex and the City fan?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
When Samantha Jones starts repping Lucy Liu.
I get the worst secondhand embarrassment with her trying to get that fucking Birkin.
And she tries to get the Birkin, and so she keeps dropping Lucy Liu's name and fucking cussing the person out. But then Lucy Liu ends up being like, "You're fired because you thought you could use my name to be a bitch." And I kind of feel like Larsa had that sort of thing going on where she's like, "Don't you know who I am? Scottie Pippen and the Kardashians," and they're like, this isn't working for us.
But here's the thing. She has the Kardashians to thank because like, I know who Scottie Pippen is. I'm 30. I'll be 31 soon. I know who Scottie Pippen is because like my generation, we're like the last of it. These younger people, they don't give a fuck about that. So if she had not linked up with the Kardashians and gotten that way, people would not know who the fuck, well, not people, the younger generation who is like moving out. Listen, I don't even like being in clubs now. Okay. Because I'm like, oh, well, I'm old. Okay. Like that younger generation, they don't know who the fuck she is. They barely know who Scottie Pippen is. Exactly. And it's like, you know what I mean? But I find it weird that she went to the doctor and got Kylie's face.
And voice. Her voice drives, you have no idea how much her voice drives me crazy though. Like one of my, like, women who talk in baby voices and the women who talk in the Kylie voice where it's like I can't actually it's like they talk really low because they don't really need to talk much louder. I'm actually whispering. That's not the way it is. It's like I can't do it. I don't know how they do it, but
I'm not a quiet person. You're the
one who came up with the realization that she actually wants to be like Kylie.
She does.
I think I credited you on this very recap one time. I was like, she's the one who realized because she's trying to be more like Kylie than Kim.
She is. And like all these little like breadcrumbs of information that I get, like that girl, like I said, who is like Scottie Pippen's niece or whatever. She was like, me and my friends were at Rolling Loud and she kicked how old? Larsa's
how old are they?
What? Younger than me.
Whoa.
Yeah. Younger than me. Why do you have VIP section at Rolling Loud, Larsa?
Rolling Loud?
And you're kicking fucking young people out of it. And
I'm tired just thinking about being at Rolling Loud.
So, hello, my festival days. Done. I can just see Larsa, like younger, very pretty girls coming in to her section.
Ooh.
And her being like, no, you're getting out. Like, get out. I can just see it.
Oh God.
I could see it. So when she said that, I was like, ooh. And the homegirl said it with her whole chest. She was like, I don't like her. I was like, fucking more.
And see, but this for Larsa, she's like, this is why I am the way I am, because people misjudge me and people think that they know me, but they don't know me. And this is why I have to be defensive. It's like, no, I think enough people are saying the same thing, Larsa. When Nicole reminds them too that she has to follow a code of conduct.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's true. That's true. They have the doctor code of conduct thing.
I'm tired of people not remembering about code of fucking conducts, because Whitney fucking Rose, when she was talking about Justin getting fired.
Oh my God. That was like,
I was like,
shiver.
Whitney.
I shiver.
I was like, Whitney, morality clause, babes. It has nothing to do with you being on Salt Lake City. You were on Salt Lake City for a whole season and didn't roll around in mud, oil, whatever the fuck it was. When you did that, Justin was the chief the COO, the chief operating officer, correct? Something like that. where he would have to deal with people. She says, Justin fires people. People don't fire Justin. Yeah. Can you imagine getting called into somewhere to get fired by a man who you just watched last night roll around in black oil with his wife and spank his fucking wife? Idiot.
Oh God, it was so bad.
Morality clause.
It was
code of conduct. And I was like, Whitney, y'all are in Utah. Please stop this.
It was so bad. I think of that, like, just
cringy.
We all have those embarrassing decisions, embarrassing like things that we've done. And like, that has got to be, it's like that ruined your life.
But clearly. Like for Whitney to try and be like, because your wife wants to be like a boss and then making her own path, you got fired. How sexist is it? It's not sexist. Like, it's not sexist. Y'all can't roll around like that. And he's the chief operating officer of a fucking company.
You're reaching real far. Fucking Alexia. Anybody can say whatever they want. Let's try it. Let's try it.
No, everybody, you know what? You're right, turn. Alexia.
Take your turn.
Anybody can say whatever the fuck they want. These hands will run wherever the fuck they want to after you say it.
Guess what? So Peter, I don't think Peter was just stopping his girlfriend from driving her car drunk. I'm pretty sure the police report said he kicked her when she was on the floor and choked her up against a wall. So,
yep.
What do you think about that?
It's like, Alexia, you don't want to talk. Lisa Rinna don't want to talk about the husband. You don't want to talk about the son.
So you want to, whatever they want, let's try it. Let's see how you take it. And that was the dumbest thing she could have said.
I hate when people like get called out for the shit that they say. And in this case, it wasn't even the shit that Alexia said. It was the shit that Larsa said.
I saw like, why are you guys defending Larsa so much? Like, what is happening?
And then they say, I can say whatever I want.
No, you can't. Not without repercussions. That's fine. Yeah, you can. Technically you can, but then there will be repercussions.
Like I said, you go ahead and say whatever the fuck you want, and I'm gonna do the same motherfucking thing.
It's only fair.
Your side of the street ain't clean, babe, so don't fucking start.
Nicole's exit was so good. She gets up to leave and then she leans down and she goes, the day you guys work for something for 20 years and some girl that's never worked for shit in her life tries to shit on it, then you're going to get pissed. And then she walks off.
There's nothing I love than when a bitch gets close to somebody's face and explains something. Alexia was like.
She was like, okay. And she leaves.
Because Alexia does all that hoopling and hollering, but girl, you're not about to bust a grape in a fruit fight. So please.
Yeah.
Please.
I'm like, I still don't understand why Marysol was acting all bitchy too. Like in her confessional, she's like, Lars is the lucky one not being at this thing. I'm like, why are you mad?
That's an amazing party. First of all, that was an amazing venue. Secondly,
agree.
I love to be at a party when an argument that doesn't involve me happens.
Why was Marysol? They are so ride or die for Larsa, and there's got to be. They must have had a tighter relation. You know what it is? Maybe Adriana wasn't close with Larsa, but maybe Marysol and Alexia stayed tighter with her, and maybe that's what we're missing in the whole equation.
I don't know.
They're riding hard for her, so there's a reason for it.
Well, Alexia did a interview right before we got the first 4 episodes. And she said, the interviewer asked her, like, who do you think, like, who do you think got a big head?
Nicole and Gertie.
And she said Nicole and Gertie. And I'm watching this and I'm like,
same.
No, Alexia, they didn't get a big head. I think that you don't like after last season, the positive reaction that they got. And like, excuse me, it's not that Alexia got a negative reaction. She got positive. They all got positive reactions except for like Adriana, honestly. Mm-hmm. But like, I think that she doesn't like it. And then the whole argument with Gertie where Alexia was completely fucking wrong. Okay. And then Nicole letting her ass know, like being stern with her. I think she knew, like, fuck. I really feel like these OGs, like across all of the boards are really having issues not having good seasons.
Yes.
Like, I think that's Kyle Richards' problem. I think it's Giselle and Robin's problem. Mm-hmm. I think all across the board, like the OGs are really having like some issues with the new girls coming in and like really standing their ground and like being good on TV without coming across badly.
Yes, it's kind of like their tricks and their antics that they're used to pulling out, because that's like what happens when you probably get used to doing reality TV. It's like, this is my bit, this is my thing I do.
Right.
If it stops working and it stops reading right, they're like, fuck this.
Exactly.
You're ruining it. It's your fault. It's
Exactly.
like, well, no, it's not. Like, unfortunately for Alexia, we were so, and that, as Adriana said it perfect, you're so distracted by all the tragedy Alexia's gone through that you don't pay attention to the other shit. But now we're like, why the hell did you just say Russians are all prostitutes? Like, this is such a problematic thing to say, because it's like, no. Russians are not all prostitutes. And in fact, it's like a human rights crisis.
It literally,
that they are trafficked. And like, what are you saying now?
And then not only that, to be like, well, I think because I'm mad at Lenny and Lenny's Russian, I was like, no, it's getting worse. It's getting worse. But I had a couple people in my inbox tell me, try and like make an argument for Alexia, for what Alexia said. And I was like,
how did they
like saying like they know people personally that got taken advantage of by somebody a Russian woman. I said, that still doesn't make it okay. That's literally like saying, you know, I saw a Black person steal one time, and like most of them thieves.
Okay.
Like,
okay.
I was like, you guys, this, no.
Okay.
I was shocked at people. Well, I was very shocked for somebody trying to make that argument, like trying to prove that point to me. Okay. Because I was like, have you not been following me that long?
Yeah.
Did you not know? But like, I was like, even if you agree with this person, you're saying it out loud. You're saying it with your chest. Wow. That's crazy.
So the thing is about that argument is just like you said, of course there are situations wherein these things occur from time, but those are just one-off situations. It's like, there are white guys that do things, but we don't like to generalize that all white guys do things. Like, you know, white guys get very offended by that.
Oh, but when you say white people shit, like y'all about to fall over.
So we can't generalize. Like, sure, there are going to be women here and there that are absolutely con artists and scammers and stuff, 100%. But as a whole, no, unfortunately, it is an absolute crisis that it occurs constantly in these poor areas where they are literally trafficked all around the world.
Yeah, and to say that I watched a Netflix documentary about it. I was like...
And I'm like, I want to know what Netflix documentary that was. I actually would like, what Netflix documentary? Because I actually know of a documentary where they talked about how it's a crisis that they're being trafficked. I don't know what you watched. What did you watch?
That was driving me crazy about that. No one said, what did you watch?
Yeah, because I was Cocaine Cowboys, but what did you watch, Alexia?
Because Adriana said that, but I was like, girl, you're not going to say that and then not drop a documentary name. Like, you're not... And no one asked about it. That was driving me crazy too.
I should Google like what Netflix documentary is about Russian prostitutes, or I'm sorry, Russian scamming women, marrying men. Because if you really think about it, I'm still imagining it's going to be more about how the men are taking full advantage of that.
Hello?
We still have it backwards here.
And like the fact that the game was supposed to be like, you really did not have to say that.
You did,
Alexia. You did not have to fucking say that. She was being
kind of self-deprecating, saying she'd be bad because she's lazy and wants to be in her PJs. And then you come along and say, are you crazy? You're Russian. Russians make great prostitutes.
And like, even when Alexia tried to apologize about it, when she was like, I can tell that I hurt your feelings, Julia has a right to not want to let that go.
You have to hear her out, Alexia.
She has a right to not want to let that go. And then Marisol's ass said, oh, you don't want to get bro out. Bro might want to stay in.
I need you to stop saying bro too. Yeah. I don't like that nickname. What the fuck is that?
Yeah, I don't know. Bro said something ignorant. So bro might want to shut the fuck up.
And here's the bummer. If you say something ignorant because you just didn't know, you do. It's your chance to learn.
You got to eat it.
It's your chance to go, I didn't know. I had no idea. And listen.
You got to eat
Julia
it.
Julia was telling you when I was a model at 18 years old, 18 years old, you're a baby. I'm a model. I'm 18 years old. And people are coming up to me saying, oh, you're a prostitute. And Alexia's like, well, I'm like, no, that's not the response. That's not the response to have. So we're seeing a side of, this is what ends up happening is you get past it's like the shtick that LVP did for a while. It stopped working because we're like, oh, we see, you're a little problematic here. Like when you're watching Vanderpump Rules and you're like, this is not good, Lisa. Like you're saying shit that's pretty bad. So it's very like bad, the slips start to show, and that's where we are with Alexia and with Marysol and Larsa, obviously. So like it's we're shifting. We're shifting. The newbies are coming in with like fresh eyes, exposing and looking at it, going, no, we're not putting up with this anymore.
I love it.
Yeah, it's great.
I love it because like what I don't understand, like when people are like, no, they need to have respect, fall in line. Why, lady? I don't fucking know you for real. You're just my fucking coworker. You're not my boss. You're just my coworker.
That's the thing. This isn't where there are no rules like that. They're not being disrespectful. They're respecting themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're staying firm in that. So we stand.
I love it.
I love stand. All right, let's wrap this up. I've kept you way too long. I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine.
Oh my God, I kept you so long. I'm sorry.
No, okay. It's totally fine.
Tell the people where to find you. I'm sorry.
I am Selle. You can find me at my podcast, Who Asked Me Podcast, on Spotify, Apple, all of that. If you want to follow me on Instagram, I am at Who Asked Me Podcast. And then my personal is Who Asked Selle. And then over on TikTok, where I am very active, I am Who Asked Selle as well. Selle is Selle.
Yeah, you got some drama going on TikTok over there.
Oh my God. I'm scared. Like I've been scared to get on it all day because I'm just like, it's been such a progression. Like, it's like, yes. And now we're starting to get into the phase of the comments where it's like, I love Larsa. Like, what are you talking about? Like, Larsa Issa. I'm like, I don't really fucking care. I don't care if you like Larsa. If you don't want to fucking follow me, that's fine. I don't give a shit. I'm like, okay.
You're like, thanks for the engagement.
Yeah, that literally, I'm like, thank you for commenting on this. So
yes,
love that.
It's keeping it going. All right, guys, thanks so much for listening and for watching. Love you, mean it. Bye.
Hi, guys. Thank you so much for listening and for watching. If you wouldn't mind, if you are listening, could you please leave a 5-star rate and review? That would be amazing. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you're subscribed, like this video, and comment below. That would also be fantastic. Don't forget, I've got the Patreon up and running now. That is where all the Bravo jams will be covered. I'm talking table flip. I'm talking old school Atlanta. I'm talking old school Beverly Hills. All the good stuff that brought us together as Bravo fans. And of course, follow me on social media if you're not already at She Speaks Bravo on TikTok and on Instagram. And if you want to go that extra mile to support me, buy me a coffee, or 2, or 5 at buymeacoffee.com/SheSpeaksBravo. All right, guys, I'll see you next time.